Constitution. So actually it seems as though if all laws come from our Constitution, then enshrined in our first Constitution is not only your right but your obligation to stand up and redress grievances.
I believe that civil disobedience is essential for a functioning, healthy democracy. The right of the individual to say, listen to me, you do not speak in my name.
So it seems to me like there's a certain bit of taking responsibility for your citizenship in what you do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As Thoreau said, the only place for a just person is behind bars in an instance where the government is doing wrong. So
there's not much dispute in your mind. Do you have any conflict in your mind whether do you ever question your own values and think maybe torture is okay, maybe we should have attacked Iran and Afghanistan? Do you ever question your beliefs?
I just can't I just can't put myself in that position. It's very plain. How do we honor the God that we claim to serve? By doing justice, loving mercy, and walking humbly with our God. That's all through the Bible. I'm quoting Malachi Malachi, I believe, in the Old Testament.
So tell us a little bit about Friday. We understand that you're going to court on Friday for a number of different charges. Do you recall what all the charges are that you're up against?
I have failure to obey a lawful order. That's a first incident. Failure to obey a lawful order. That's when I sat down in the picture postcard area of the White House, dressed in sackcloth and ashes. Can you wipe that out?
Sure.
Because that's wrong. The sackcloth and ashes charge was disorderly conduct. Yes, disorderly conduct and failure to obey a lawful order.
Well, will you tell us, before we go on to the next charges, will you tell us a little bit more about that action, of what that action meant to you and what you were trying to say?
It meant a great deal. I had the number of casualties, of American casualties in my head, plus the over 1 million, casualties among the Iraqi people. I was thinking of that, and so I was mourning the waste in human life. And there's an image coming from the Old Testament of Rachel mourning for her children because they are no more. And so that has become a symbol of grieving and mourning. So I thought that the way to demonstrate this was to dress in sackcloth and ashes, and that's what I did. And as people did in the Old Testament times, they sat outside the city gates and poured ashes on their head, which is exactly what I did. I sat outside our city gates, that is, the gates of the White House, and Pete and Malachi poured the ashes on me. And for that, I was told that I was disturbing the peace and I was being boisterous. But of course I was quietly mourning. So that was disturbing the peace and failure to obey. And then the other action was I, along with a group of people, gathered at New Jersey Avenue and Independence Avenue at the corner, and we put an American flag in the center. The flag was in an upside down position to indicate distress. And so we wanted to demonstrate to the people that we were in distress because of what our government was doing to the people of Afghanistan and Iraq, as well as our own men and women. And the charges for that were the 3 charges: failure to obey a lawful order, disorderly conduct, incommoding, disorderly conduct - incommoding, and the 3rd charge, incommoding and unlawful assembly. Now, I don't know why they made those into 3 charges. I assume it's to up the seriousness of the charges. But anyway.
Did you feel, when there was the flag, I've seen different times where activists have hung the flag upside down as a sign of distress, but sometimes it's been misinterpreted by other Americans of thinking that we're being disrespectful of the flag. Did you feel like you were committing an act of disrespect of the flag to hold it upside down?
No, there were some military people among the group, and they explained what the symbol was, and so I went along with this symbol.
According to United States flag code, it's only but appropriate to hang a flag upside down as a sign of distress.
Indeed.
But a lot of Americans don't understand that. They think that they think that people are just being disrespectful rather than actually perhaps deeply respectful of the true meaning of what the flag represents.
And a lot of people wear a cross around their neck.
So, okay, so the first action was of ash cloth in front of the White House, and the second act was intercommoding and such with the action with the upside down flag. And then I believe there's a few more charges you have against you from other actions. Like I remember, was there something at Conyers' office?
Oh yes, that's not what I'm being dealt. I'm not. That's not in question this time. Actually, the Conyers, John Conyers' office was very interesting.
Can you tell us a little about that action and why we were there?
Yes.
Who else was there and such?
It was a violation of my capital stay away, but I went anyway because I wanted to support my brothers and sisters. And the action was that my dear friend Ray McGovern and several other people, Cindy Sheehan also.
Reverend Yearwood, I believe, was there.
Reverend Yearwood, and was Ann Wright also there?
I believe Ann Wright was there that day as well.
Actually, yeah. And Cindy Sheehan was at the New Jersey Avenue incident also. And I wanted to support them. Well, of course there were people arrested and so on, but people convinced me that, you really, Eve, you do not want to go to jail. You do not want to go to jail. So I left with a group of people. And when we exited the building on the steps of the Rayburn building, police were standing there waiting for me to arrest me.
Oh, you were arrested, even though you walked away from the civil disobedience. You were arrested.
Well, wait a minute. The interesting thing is, they tried